Welcome back, everyone, to Season 3, Episode 23 of the Inside the Woods podcast, a Valley News show where every week we've been giving you an inside look at Dartmouth Big Green athletics. I'm your host, Mike Coughlin, and this week we're zeroing in on men's hockey. After finishing the season 19-7-4 overall, 13-5-4 in conference play, and ranked 12th in the nation, Big Green now turn their focus to the ECAC tournament. Number 2 seed Dartmouth earned a bye to avoid playing in the opening round and will now host number 7 seed Colgate, who defeated Yale in a best-of-3 quarterfinal series at Thompson Arena. The series begins Friday at 7 p.m., and if the Big Green are victorious, it would mark the third straight season in which they make the ECAC tournament semifinals. Dartmouth has bowed out of the tournament in the semifinals in each of the last 2 seasons. On this week's show, I have the man in charge, Big Green men's hockey coach Reid Cashman, to discuss his squad as they prepare for some postseason action. In addition to Reid, I have a key cog in the Dartmouth machine and sophomore forward Hayden Stavroff, the Division I men's hockey scoring leader. Now, with introductions out of the way, let's get to the rest of the show. Now with me on the show is Big Green sophomore forward Hayden Stavroff. Hayden doesn't just lead Dartmouth, but he leads all of Division I hockey with 27 goals. Hi Hayden, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, like I said, you're the Division I leader in goals. For your play this season, you've been named a nominee for the Hobie Baker Memorial Award, which goes to the top player in the nation. Your teammates Hank Cleaves and CJ Foley are also nominees. What does it mean to you personally to be under consideration for that award, and on top of that, see some of your teammates also in the running?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously put in a lot of work over the years, so see a little bit of recognition for it is always nice. And yeah, it's really nice to have my teammates there with me. We have a great team here, and I think it's a testament to what we're doing here at Dartmouth.
Right, and as a freshman, you had an assist in each of the team's 2 ECAC tournament quarterfinal games against Union last season. As you and the rest of the squad gear up to take on Colgate in this year's quarterfinals, how excited are you for the opportunity to compete in another ECAC tournament, try and improve upon that production from last season?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Playoffs is the best time of the year. Playing meaningful hockey. We've been building the whole season for this moment, so I think we're ready as a team, and I think I'm ready individually as well.
Right, and as I said, Colgate is the squad that awaits you and your teammates for a best-of-3 series that starts on Friday. What are you all focusing on and emphasizing to try and come away with a series win in advance in the ECAC tournament?
We're focusing on ourselves as a program. We're all about us, and we take our best over anyone's in the league. So if we just focus on doing what makes us good, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Then finally, when we have student athletes on the show, we like to ask about their time at the college. So could you give our audience some insight into how you've enjoyed your time on and off the ice at Dartmouth?
Yeah, I love it here. Off the ice, you're surrounded by great people. The community is great here. They're very supportive with us. You walk downtown to grab a breakfast sandwich or something, and people will stop you and congratulate you or say they're cheering us on, which is always nice. And yeah, the guys on my team, I love all of them. We're brothers, we're family, and we got a really good group of guys, so it makes coming to the rink every day a lot of fun.
Well, thanks very much for coming on the show, Hayden. I really appreciate it, and I wish you and your teammates luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Before we get to our interview with Reid, let's go inside the numbers on the Big Green's ECAC tournament quarterfinal matchup with Colgate. The Big Green enters the best-of-3 with the 9th-ranked scoring offense in the nation, averaging over 3.5 goals per game. They are also the 7th-ranked scoring defense in the country, allowing just over 2 goals per game. As for the Raiders, they have the 40th-ranked scoring offense in the country, averaging over 2.5 goals per game, and the 47th-ranked scoring defense, allowing a little over 3 goals per game. This season, Dartmouth and Colgate met twice, with each team winning at its home arena. The Big Green won 4-1 in November and lost 5-2 in January. Some things to look out for in this one include that the Big Green, in a sense, will be coming in cold on Friday, having not played a game since February 28th. On top of that, the Raiders come in already having played a game of postseason hockey. beating Yale to advance to this point. However, maybe one of the biggest factors in this series could be the venue, as Dartmouth holds an excellent 14-1-2 record at home this season. Additionally, Colgate has not been great on the road, with a 5-11-3 record. With all that said, let's go to our interview with Reid to get his take. Now joining me on the show is Big Green men's hockey coach Reid Cashman. Reid's squad finished the regular season with a 19-7-4 record and will host Colgate in a best-of-3 series in the quarterfinals of the ECAC tournament, all at Thompson Arena, beginning on Friday. Hi Reid, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, to close the regular season, your squad picked up a win over Quinnipiac on February 27th at home and then closed it out with a tie against Princeton the next day back at Thompson Arena. How would you evaluate how your team played down the stretch to close out the regular season?
Yeah, I think we're pretty happy with kind of where our game is and how we play. I think that Quinnipiac team was a top 10 team, and it's one of the better games we've played this year. And then to come back with Princeton and in that crowd, and I don't think we played our best first two periods and found ourselves down 2-0, and then came back, scored 2 goals in the third. So I was really kind of proud of how we stuck with it and how we finished that game. And so you get 4 out of 6 points on the weekend and played some really kind of what I would consider playoff hockey, and I think it sets us up for this upcoming weekend.
Right, and as I said, you'll be hosting Colgate starting on Friday. You split in the regular season, winning 4-1 at home in November and falling 5-2 on the road in January. What sticks out to you about this Colgate squad?
Oh, their offensive ability is as good as anybody's in the league. They got 2 defensemen that play a ton of minutes. That create issues. Like they're like fourth forwards at times on the ice, and then some really talented forwards as well. So it's they're like I said, in transition. They're unbelievably talented. So that'll be one of our challenges to try to eliminate their ability to play transition hockey. But really skilled, really fast, and like I said, offensively a really strong team.
Right, and Friday will mark the first game action your squad will have seen in almost 2 weeks. How have you and the team used this kind of extended layoff, and, what are your thoughts on it? Do you see it sort of as beneficial in that it gives, guys a bit of a break, or, maybe not so much in that it kind of breaks up the consistency of what, the regular season really, looks like?
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to it. I think we would take it into the week, especially we've been beat up a little bit. So like we have some guys that will play this weekend that may not have been able to play last weekend just with some bumps and bruises. So we definitely took some time to get healthy and kind of refresh a little bit. But on the flip side, I think our guys are sick of practicing and sick of hearing me. And the other thing is, like, now Colgate's played a playoff game and had their backs against the wall, and they're kind of used to kind of that playoff hockey. So I don't think it'll be a major factor. I think we'll be ready to go when the puck drops, but I know our guys are, if we could play tonight, I think our guys would. So.
Right, and it was announced today by the Ivy League that for the second straight season, your staff has been named the coaching staff of the year. Could you talk a little bit about the group you've been able to assemble in your time with the Big Green and, what it means to you and the rest of your staff to earn that accolade again?
Yeah, it's really special, and I like how the Ivy League does it when they call it Staff of the Year, because ultimately that's what it is. And I feel fortunate to have the guys I work with. I mean, Jason Tapp has been here with me from day one, and then Byron Poole and Brian Fahey would be the other guys that are recruiting as well as coaching. But then there's that next layer of Brian Corcoran, who's been at Dartmouth for 23 years, and he's our director of hockey ops. Justin Horn in the equipment, Dan Reichel, the SID. It's just we have this tremendous group that spends every day thinking about how we can make our players better, both on the ice and off the ice. And our strength coach and Chase Rindahl it's his first year, and he's been phenomenal. So our guys have gotten better throughout the year. You get individual accolades because your team has success, and us being recognized is really a byproduct of our team having success. But I think that success has come from so many guys that on our staff that are invested in making our players better every day.
Right, and finally, the Big Green have advanced to the ECAC tournament semifinals the last 2 seasons. With that said, what is your team going to need to do to make that 3 times in a row?
Well, we're going to have to avoid turning the pucks over in the neutral zone, to be honest with you. That's probably the number one. They're going to get some offensive chances just the way they play, but we cannot give them breakaways and 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s, and we have to make them play 200 feet. And if we do that, I like where our team will be. But if we're not disciplined coming through the neutral zone and we force pucks and do some things that fuel their transition, they're going to make it really hard on us.
Right, well, thanks very much again, Coach, for joining the show. I really appreciate it, and I wish you and the rest of your team luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That was Season 3, Episode 23 of the Inside the Woods podcast. As always, thanks for listening. We'll have more Dartmouth athletics talk next time. Till then, enjoy the rest of your week.